What up, you guys? It's your boy WOLVSAid the engineer, and this is Kerbal Mods gameplay. So we're back into the action again after we kind of had a slow start, and until now I can tell you we are having a bit of slow start, but we might have to recover it today. So off where we left. Alright, so I got our next craft ready. It's called Cheaper because it's kind of cheap. It's a probe supposed to finish the mission of low moon flyby. So the cost of this rocket, I think it was around 38,000, but most of it is recoverable. The probe head, however, is not the last stage, but I'm guessing we could use it for several of mission, like from the moon up to the sun, like changing orbit. The only problem in this mission, as you can tell, is we actually don't have guidance. See, we did not upgrade our tracking station, so yeah. Alright, we have a lift off. The thrust to weight ratio is very low. I think it's like 1.1 or 1.07. But once we start running out of fuel, it's gonna go up easily. Now the whole point of the mission, since we don't have a tracking station, I set up the time of the day to go straight forward or straight upward toward the moon, and we will let the moon to intercept us because we don't have patching connects, so we don't know if we are actually going to get to the target or not. As you can see, we're going straight up. Obviously, as you can tell, I cannot make any gravity turn because there is no maneuverable capability on this rocket. If we flipped to any of the side, the whole mission's gonna go kaboom. Okay, some last minute maneuvers, just fine tuning to get our target, and we almost run out of the first stage. Yep, next stage is ready. Wow, we've done good actually, we overcome ourselves. So next is just to go straight and wait till the moon get us. I'll see you there. Okay, I'm guessing now this is a good point where to stop our throttle, and I have a feeling that we might actually reach it because the moon would pull us to his gravity. Yep, we entered the moon sphere of influence. We got the science. Now from what I can see, we are actually hitting the moon surface, so we need to adjust. Okay, some milestone here and there. We escaped Kerbal sphere of influence and we explored the moon sphere of influence. We'll add some radial altitude in order for us to bypass the moon and get back to our Kerbal. We recovered some good science, so that should feed our future missions, in a way, at least. Okay, let's fast forward. The moon. We are at the bright side of the moon, luckily. The lowest altitude we will reach is 21,000, but that's already low flying of the moon. Alright, contract completed. We got the science, and we got even more science from the contract itself. And the good thing about it, it was a rather cheap mission. I'm using which one? ForScience Continued. 62,000. I'm using ForScience Continued, which kind of assists you in all of the recovery of the science you collect, but it's not the best for now. We're just gonna keep going with it. Okay, so up next we got 114 point of science, and let's upgrade something. I'm not still sure which one should we upgrade first, because we need the aerodynamic to build a better airplane and reach the pyramid. At the same time, we actually need more science instruments in order for us to collect more science per trip, because soon enough we will have our first manned flight and we might even recover that one. So I want to collect as much science as I can in one go. We got some few left here and there, but I'm guessing we should go with the more science instrument for now, just to cover up more ground into science, and then with that science or the extra science we will get, we could get more science to upgrade our or open more parts, let's say. So for now we'll go with electrics. Okay, out of the blue into the green we got some extra point to upgrade, and as usual I'm guessing, well, we could get more science per build. This means for each build point or each certain amount of build point we get more science, and with the excess amount of money we can now upgrade the facility. As much as I want to upgrade the spaceplane hangar to finish some of the contract, we actually have bigger priority, which is the tracking station. I'm guessing the tracking station wins. Okay, so between the edit I got some other contract to collect science data from around Kerbin, and we actually have the altimetry scan now, so we can collect the science out of it. At the same time we finish a contract which would give us 21,000. Hooray! Contract finished. That's nice. Extra money for doing nothing. Okay, up next we have several of contracts here, but the most important is the man flight, man orbiter, and then recovering Jeb back from the outer space, and let's build the spacecraft for it. Okay, so the build is completed, and the well, we're waiting for the upgrade of the tracking station. Everything seems to be alright. We already have like the orbiter or the collector ready to collect some signs, but as I remember, this exceed the part count, so I don't think we're gonna launch it or be able to launch it. On the other hand, of course, because we did build this, we got some extra science point to get, which is like cheaty, but I approve that shit. Okay, so that cost some money, therefore I'm going to scrap it back to recover our fund. And well, let's fast forward into our manned flight alpha, the spaceship which gonna go and achieve in orbit. Obviously building this got us more science points, and this is enough to upgrade again, so I'm guessing the aerodynamic, it's about time we should research this in order for us to get the new parts and build an airplane that's capable of reaching the 10,000 altitude to finish the J-33 test engine. On the other hand, we have the manned flight now ready, and it has a lot of science instruments on board. I'm guessing we're gonna have around 200 science points to play with next when we return, or if we actually returned. Okay, it's the big day today, so our first manned flight is ready. The well, the ship is basically very expensive. It have a lot of science instruments on board, and that's the whole purpose of it. We have two contracts to finish at the same time. First is to achieve an orbit and return the craft back and land safely on Kerbin. Second one is, well, we have to perform an EVA in space, and based on the craft I've designed, we're gonna finish both contracts today. Alright, there we go, we have a lift off. We got some leftover science from here and there which we did not collect, and again, that's the whole purpose of this vessel. It should collect all the science that we need. We got the first stage off. All stages are recoverable on this thing, so hopefully we will not lose anything of the cost of it, because it costs around 160,000. And the second stage is out. Okay, so at this altitude I'm guessing we could start the gravity turn, or well, it's a little bit too late for that, but well, you know, this should do it, because we don't have enough wing surfaces to control the flight in case it's spin out of control. So we have achieved the ups. We got some more science from the upper atmosphere, and the well, this is the header, so it's very expensive and very bulky, if you can tell. Okay, we got the science from space. Oh my god, it's piling up like hell. Okay, so good news, bad news. We finished the first contract. We achieved several of milestones, including taking an AVA in space. Next thing is to achieve the orbit, and once we done the orbit, I will have to cancel the orbit and return back. So as you can see in the contract list, we have achieved it. Now we have to return Kerbin back, return Jebediah Kerbin back, and land safely in one piece, which is, let's say, half problematic based on the design. We don't have an aerobraking mechanism now. There is a heat shield, however I do not believe in those, because there is a lot of other part which is like bigger than the heat shield, therefore it will not be protected, and all of those parts cost us a lot of credits, which we basically don't have. I was trying to open the landing gear, those are experimental from one of the mods, but unfortunately they are not connected to the G button, so once we open the parachute we'll have to do it manually. Now I'm trying to make a steep retrograde burn in a way that we will be up in the surface without burning out, and you can see our altitude's okay now. We did not burn anything, all the stages recoverable. I've armed the parachute, and there we go, separation confirmed. Okay, so we made it. Now as far as I remember, in the build we have actually set the parachute into, well, it should be like 4.7 meter per second, but it's a little bit faster here. Okay, that was clumsy, but yeah, hooray, we made it. Contract completed. Captain Jebediah got himself some experience and he's rather happy. I approve of this. Alright, so it's time to recover the surprise of our flight, and let's see how much we got. Oh my god, 154 science. We recovered the total cost of the header, around 30,000. And let's head to our next mission then. Actually, one more stop before we go to our next mission. I want to spend this science, so because of this flight now we have all what we need for the next upgrade, and I'm guessing this time it's the aerodynamic turn. More likely also the rockets. We have 100 plus. Okay, so we got the aerodynamics and the heavy rocketry, and I'm guessing fuel lines will be alright. So fueling system, well, okay, well, for now I'm guessing fueling system, let it be. We will keep the landing gear for the future, but we'll definitely need it for the heavier landing gear. For now we'll stick with the oh my god, there's a lot of things I just want to open and experiment with. This is so... oof. Okay, so fuel lines then. By the way, we had some contracts on Ideal, which is like field science, so we can collect science around Kerbal, and we've just finished one of their paragraph. So, well, we got 2 points of research, and I'm guessing again it's gonna go for build point. Otherwise, yeah, actually spaceplane hangar, we need to upgrade the speed build of spaceplane hangar, so we're gonna use both points on that. Alright, so as you can see, I have filled the contract as much as possible, but our priority, or the one which I want to finish, will be the J33. Meanwhile, we got some extra money. We can upgrade the spaceplane hangar, so we can build our science collector machines. We got a lot of things in the upgrade, so I'm guessing we're gonna have to wait for around 18 days. My god. Okay, so while we're at it, there's a contract called Minmus and the Kerbal system. Basically, we need to collect some any science data from the low orbit around Minmus and high orbit around the sun. So I'm using again here cheaper, which is basically have a lot of fuel in it, and we are actually gonna take it to the sun to collect this science data. Okay, we reached the sun. Oh my god, that's a lot of science. Okay, so we finished the contract and we actually got some good amount of science. Look at that. So next paragraph of the contract is of course low orbit around Minmus, but since this contract doesn't have a duration or expiry, I'm willing to do it whenever I'm free actually. So another bits from here and there, we actually got some milestone. The Minmus and Kerbal, we got finished paragraph on it. The other paragraph is to actually go to Minmus. And okay, so up next we got our collector here. This collector should be able to collect some science, especially from around the Kerbal Space Center, and that would reward us generously in terms of science. This is very costly. I think I'm gonna build 2 of those. It costs around 74,000 each, but it's fully recoverable, and we'll send it around Kerbal Space Center to collect the science out of it. So let's launch it. Alright, there we go. Here is our collector, which is supposed to be collecting a lot of science for us. Now there is two instruments of each. So each science instrument, we got 2 on board, including the cockpit. We have 2 cockpit, 2 pilots, and there's the science rolling. This is one of the very cheaty and good way to collect science, or a lot of it, because it doesn't cost you anything in the contracts. It's just free. You collect the science and it's 100% recoverable. So I'm guessing we kind of destroyed the craft, and this was enough. Okay, so between edits I had some contracts, which is like test the engine or collect some science from around space in Kerbal. We finished them, we got the science, and now I'm guessing it's about time to build an airplane that's gonna finish the J33 contract. At the same time, we might actually accept a contract to visit the pyramid and well, make it this time. So let's get building. flight test and see if it's actually able to. So ready? Let's go. Oopsie. Okay, so test flight failed. I forgot to add the fuel because I'm normally building without fuel just to make sure we have a good center of mass. Oh my god, this thing is massive. It's very strong. Those engines are able to pull on like very heavy aircraft or airplane. And well, this is an overkill. I'm guessing I will redesign this thing just to be sure that it's gonna cost us less fuel in flight, because if this thing is like that, it's gonna cost a lot of fuel and might not be able to make it to the pyramid. But that will have to do for this video, and in the next video we are going to visit the pyramid. So fellas, if you liked today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more coming, hit that subscribe button, and until then fellas, stay tuned.